Good afternoon, or shall I say, great afternoon, traders and investors around the world. Welcome to the closing print, and it's going to be a whopper here on this Thursday, April 27th, the last trading day of April here, and the market is ripping with a capital R. We are up 77 handles at we'll call it 78 handles at 41.54 even. The rally that started in the pre-market trading off the strong numbers on meta platforms continuing in a big way today. I didn't think we'd get to top of my sheet, but we're getting almost there, folks. 41.59.50 was your close on Monday. Tuesday, we had to drop. I can't remember the reason why. Tuesday's Globex high, 41.58.50. Current high of the session, it's just a point below there at 41.57.50. All targets have been hit. On the upside, we'll see if there's any profit taking going into the close here, still maintaining some really strong gains. You have the dollar index, that's down a little bit. That's helping out. It's in the red, kind of a quiet day. The bonds are not telling you that interest rates are going down or the Fed's pivoting. It's down 1 and 11/30 at 130 and 12/30. Crude muted rally here, up 50 cents after filling that gap at 74.80. The battle of 2000 continues in the gold market. Gold up 230 at 1990, 830. Silver having a little bit better of a day, back in the 25 handle, double bottom there on the daily. You have it up 14.9 cents. That's at 25,220. And why not? Why not participate in the rally for Bitcoin? Big range in it yesterday, approaching that high just from yesterday, just a little bit off that. We'll be keeping an eye on the 30K level. You had a high of 30,255 in the futures on Wednesday. Current high 30,130. So we will see how the Bitcoin deals with that $30,000 level. All right. Wow, I just don't know where to start here, but I guess we just got to start with meta platforms here leading the way, having much more info. Wow, what a tight range day. Let me bring in the 24-hour chart, and that's where a lot of the action was here. This is the pre-market trading, and as the colors change here a little bit, that's a regular session. But look at that, man. Not much of a trading range since 9:30. People perhaps taking a little bit of profits in this one. We'll make the 24-hour chart on the bottom one too. You can see where the big move came. Continuing here in the regular session, just a little bit. Nothing on the monthlies here, folks. Next monthly high comes in at your February high at 328. That won't come into play today. But the only thing I know, some people are thinking, well, it didn't rally a whole lot. Maybe it's not going to follow through. Well, a lot will depend on what Amazon does and says tonight. But if you don't think there could be follow through on a stock that goes up 15% one day, you look at Mr. Softy here. We are now in the 300 handle, up 946. That's 3.2% at 304.82. But you know what? I do have a level for you to keep an eye on here, and we will be, this marks the spot, 315 and a half. That is the highs from February, March, and April of 2000. If you want a nice, juicy target, you're not happy with the 300 handle. You're not happy with 305. 3 monthly highs in that area. I'm going to make that, oh man, since that's so long ago, I'm going to just make that like a 10-star level. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll see. Of course, once again, I'm going to put the caveat of everything's going peachy keen here. We do have Amazon. S&Ps are starting to lose a little bit momentum here. We're starting to tail off. Of course, you've had nearly a 90-point rally off that intraday low from yesterday at 68.75. So anybody that caught that move going back up to Monday's close and Tuesday's high, taking a little profits here. So I'd be considering that too if I hadn't already. So that's Microsoft. There's just so many unbelievable moves today. I'll go up in the chat here, and I think this has to be the best day ever in the history of Comcast. Look at that. Well, is that back? Is that near all-time high? Is this correct? Comcast under $37 yesterday at close, and now Comcast is up 40 at up. This is right. $3.70 at 40.22. The high in today's session comes in at 40.43. Not that much volume bump up from yesterday. We still do have some time in the session, but right back, Comcast. This has to be the most amazing move I think you've seen in this stock. This probably has to be its best day ever. Monthlies, let's keep an eye on the monthlies. So you got a high of 40.86 and the 41.15. So keep an eye on that tomorrow. But Comcast just blowing things away. Another major move in Hasbro. Holy macro. Anybody like me that tried to tell you there was some potential resistance here at 55 and change, they blew that away, up 750 at 58.92. Nothing on the monthlies here. Your next monthly high in Hasbro coming in at 63.99. That seems like a pretty far away too. And the other stock, another stock having a good day. Boom, boom, boom. I know, Rustical. It's because I have to change it around. The daily is on the bottom right, and the monthly is on the upper right. We have to do that because of this stupid Zoom thing that I don't know. I don't know how to change. But yeah, we have to do that because of the. I bet that's been requested. All right. Boom. Let's see. Para. Someone saying that's why my para is up. Para is having a good day too, rallying, trading near the highs of the session. Not a bad looking chart. If you're looking at Para here, you perhaps have some room up. I'd keep a close eye on the 2340 area. That was a high going back two daily highs from the 11th and 12th, right at that 2340 area. If you're looking for another target, in Para. Boom. What else here? Jar Jar worked at Comcast 7 years ago. He has the employee stock. Nice. All right, Easy Mike. We talked about Churchill Downs. That's galloping into the Derby here, making a new all-time high, a gap and go up 35.38. Holy mackerel. What a big move. I think, did that have earnings today that we ignored? Let me take a look at CHDN. Boom. Oh no, it was just outperforming the race JMP Securities. Oh, it did have earnings after the close on Wednesday. It had to be 196 versus 179. Sales are a little bit better, 559.50 versus 536. Holy mackerel. Let's see what this is doing. Is this moving DraftKings at all since it's a wagering stock? DraftKings having a good day, up 60 cents, but not back from to those April highs there, just above 22. If you're looking for a potential target, boy, do we ever talk about Penn anymore? No, we don't. But you Penn traders, what you need is you need a breakout here over $30, over 30, and you got some room on the upside. S&P is continuing to weaken here just a little bit as we're entering the last 20 minutes of this trading session. Still up a whopping 76 handles. Let me see if there is any stocks here in the chat. Boom. Oh, the face ripper of the day, Helen of Troy. Holy Toledo, up 14.58. Doesn't even look like much on the monthlies. It's up. It's $15 off its high. Tried to fill this gap here up to 112. Got pretty close. This is a little bit too wild of a child for me. But you know what? That's a move, and that's one heck of a move in the retail sector. All right, so let's stop the screen share here, and we're gonna go across down under here, and we're gonna see if Ricky Caden, he is head of real life trading over there in Australia, joining us for this session from down under. Ricky, I see your moniker there. If you want to come on and join us, we will get your take here on these markets here. See how the trading was overseas for there. Are you there, Ricky?
Joel, what's going on, mate? How are you?
Uh,
Very good morning to you.
yeah, well, let me see. What it's tomorrow, right?
That's
For
right,
you?
mate. We're in the future over here.
But so what time is it for you right now?
It's 5:40 a.m. bright and early.
Okay. Could you please tell me what Amazon earnings are going to do?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to tell you. I'd love to tell you. Right, we're probably most likely going to gap up. I don't know after these numbers on Meta. Oh mate, it's absolutely crazy to see the large gap that we had on Meta. But Amazon, I'm definitely going to be watching the futures market. I'll be watching NQ this morning just as the market closes because it does like to have a fantastic little bit of volatility coming in right at the end of the day. So I'm looking forward to watching that price action on that.
Okay, last 2 days off the Microsoft report. Yeah, 2 days ago, we didn't quite end near ended near the low of the session. They grabbed that report. I think I tried to lift some offers there. Were you able off those good numbers to catch anything? And then also with Meta yesterday, it was just a sweep of the book on the good numbers. You never came close to unchanged. I don't know if just the fact that it happened the last 2 days in a row. Whew, I don't know. Can
Uh,
Amazon do it again?
we'll have to wait and see, mate. I think we'll just have to wait and see on
Okay,
Amazon. Yeah.
okay. Someone says they own Server Australia and ADR WDS. Are you familiar with that at all? Woodside
WD,
Energy.
Woodside Energy. I know that Woodside Energy is a very highly traded stock. Very, very favorite stock over here in Australia. I don't personally trade the ASX. But looking at Woodside, it's been pretty sideways for the last 12, sorry, for the last 7 months or so.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Looks
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
look like a
Really.
big mover.
No, not a massive mover. No.
Okay, so it's been a little over a month since I had John, right?
It has been. It has been. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot could change, right? Opinions change, right? And I don't know where we were at in the markets there, but and correct me if I'm wrong, but you weren't exactly bullish in the markets. Did you? Was there things that happened in between? Obviously, I know you real life traders are really nimble in real life. Just
Hmm.
going back since we had you on last, we did get some decent inflation numbers coming out. Can you remember, was there a technical level or was there a fundamental thing that perhaps, changed you around on your overall take on the market?
Yeah, I think the overall take on the market, the better inflation numbers, I think, is really starting to change things. I was mentioning the 412 level was a pretty strong level, and I did expect some sort of pullback. I actually was expecting a little bit more further of a pullback, possibly back down to around 395. But seeing this gap that we've had today, it's extremely strong.
Hmm.
Last week, in fact, was probably hang on one second. I think it was the E-minis. Yeah, no. This is really finishing off last month. Last month on ES actually came in extremely strong with all the strong volume that we had on the E-minis and the S&P. We really showed a lot of volume and a lot of bullish pressure coming in. That was the other technical change for me.
Okay. And
Mm,
what do you make of the like this is the smallest monthly range that
mm,
we've had since
it has been.
going
Mm,
back to it looks like to me it looks like almost to July and definitely going back to 2019 pre-COVID.
yeah.
Do you get and I know it makes it the little bit more choppy, a little different trading ranges, lower volatility. It's probably not as good for active traders here. You can still have a good month that just you have to time the moves. What do you make of this? Tomorrow's the last day of the month, which is historically supposed to be a weekday, the last day of April, and you also
Yep.
have the adage of sell in May and go away.
Mhm.
What do you make of this extremely tight range here in the S&Ps for the month?
Yeah, well, the S&Ps, I think that 412 level, which I was mentioning before, still hasn't closed above that for the month. So, I mean, I know that we're currently sitting around 412, around 412.20. So, I am going to be watching this level fairly strong. I want to see a really strong close above 415, 416
Yeah.
before we even consider any major longs. I mean, right now we still do have a little bit of headwind if you are looking at longer term moving averages as well. If you're having a look at the weekly chart, we're also at the 100 simple moving average as well. So there is a lot of other factors that can still kind of hold us back and keep us from moving forward. But at this point, still not overly bullish, right?
Okay.
Still not overly bullish. The inflation numbers and these good reports have been showing some strength. But once again, we could still chop around here for the next 6 months. There's still
Hmm.
potential for us to chop sideways, stay between that 400 and 420 range for some time on the SPY, I believe.
Resistance is resistance until it broken. I just made the S&P
Yeah.
chart, the weekly chart here. We saw this is going back. We did have the high in August of last year, but if you look, and this is based on the weekly charts, I like the reference on that. In August, we failed at the 420 area. We
Hmm.
came back up to that area in February. 416 and a half before we came off, and now we're coming up just shy of it. I have to agree with you. I
Mm.
have to respect the resistance. Resistance is still it's taken out. So we'll see. Like I said, I mean, a lot depends on those Amazon numbers. And do you cue much off the UPS numbers? I mean, UPS basically said, "Hey, we're coming in. Volumes are lighter. We expect that." I mean, you have Amazon is a much more diversified company, but they also get a lot of their revenues from the cloud. And
Yeah.
Microsoft, that's where they picked up here. So if Amazon is to beat, like it does, I guess it's more going to be like a beat and what their guidance is. Where do you think the strength would be coming in from if the overall shipping and buying volumes are down?
Yeah, I mean, if the shipping and buying volume's down, I think I'd have to agree with you there, Joel, too. I think that, from the cloud, I think they may get some bullish strength, but whether or not they're going to be able to withstand it. Same with Meta. I think that Meta is most likely going to fade off these levels that we're at, and start to see a little bit more, bit more of a few more take profits coming in. A lot of people
Hmm.
taking their profits after this massive move. And the same thing with Amazon. Even if we did have a extremely large gap up, then I'd like to see some selling coming in as well.
So you said you're respecting the resistance in the market, which is
Yeah,
you have to. I mean, it's failed so many times up here. You
it
have
has
to
to. Yeah.
respect it. Yep. What about what do you say to the naysayer? Like, oh man, this is just five stocks going up. This is just Apple and Microsoft and Amazon and Nvidia. Well, Tesla's having a turnaround date today, and Meta. What do
Mhm.
what would you side with those investors and say, yeah, this is just not a broad based rally? I mean, look at the small caps. I mean, come on. They're
Yeah,
having a decent day to day, but I
I
mean,
know. Yeah,
I mean, is it
yeah. I mean,
time? Is it time to buy the laggards?
I did hear you mention before Helen of Troy. I mean, that was the pretty wild mover for me as well, I think. And looking how far down we've come as well. Like there's a lot of other stocks out there that have just been performing
Crazy.
extremely well. I guess we'll just have to wait and see on these ones. I personally don't pay too much attention to the smaller cap stocks. I do follow the large movers and all the larger companies, so they do seem to hold up the market quite well. But I also do think that they are also getting a bit of momentum off some of the other stocks as well. So
What's
I think.
how's the economy over there? How's the economy in Australia? Are people how's the inflation? Are people spending? I mean, never been there. I want to go there. How's the outlook over there? How's the global outlook?
Inflation is definitely hitting us. Like a lot of food and everything's going up. Pricing of housing is actually starting to decrease as obviously interest rates are rising. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm at this point, I'm sitting okay. But with in terms of the ASX, it's actually been performing quite well in comparison to the S&P.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
What can you
we
get
have.
on? What can you get on fixed money over there?
Sorry.
What can you get like here? Rates have moved up that depending 4.5, 5%, right? If you're looking for a risk-free investment, what kind of rates can you get over there at the Australian banks?
Oh, the Australian banks, they've all moved. They've all moved up. To be
Okay.
honest, they've all moved. They've all moved up quite high.
Okay.
Their fixed rates, I could not tell you because I'm on a variable, so I wouldn't be able to tell you the answer to that.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see, but it's still the economy is still going. It's still
It
there's
is, yeah, it is. The economy is still going. Jobs are still fairly high, but and the market is seeming to be holding up quite well. And a lot of the just bringing this up here, a lot of the like the bank stocks, obviously your blue chip stocks as well, like Commonwealth Bank of Australia. We've also got BHP.
mm-hmm. Oh,
All the
BHP, yeah.
all these stocks are actually holding up quite well through all the turmoil. So it is quite interesting.
Okay, and I had one more thing, and what about the AI craze? I don't know if you've been trading into these artificial intelligence stocks here. That's been a lot for the boost in Microsoft.
Mhm.
I look at this C3 AI. Looks like it's had its run. It's come back down to earth. Do you think is this just another overhyped element in the markets, or do you see this having some legs?
I think we're going to see some changes definitely in the future. I think AI is definitely going to be, not just like, I mean, AI in terms of using your like Tesla vehicles as well. I think things will start to change probably over the next 10 years, and we are going to have to adapt. But it will be very interesting. I think that AI will be starting to take off in
Okay.
in in Australia as well. Yeah.
Okay, and I know, and then I said it was last. Say one more. I know you guys are Tesla fans over there, real life trading. I know Jeremy's traded that real well, both up and down here on the upside and
Yep.
downside. A couple, not great past earnings, then a couple downgrades here. I was hoping to get this in the lower 140s, but now having a pretty good day, moving up with the market. Do you have any fundamental or technical takes on Tesla before we let you go?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, Tesla, I mean, I've been pretty much since we were around 200, I mentioned to everyone in the trading floor that I was running, that will most likely come back down to 150.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, After today's day, volume wasn't extremely strong. Still am hoping to see that 150 level. I think 150 is going to be an extremely bullish bounce. I think we'll start to see a lot more volume coming in. There is a gap that did occur in January
Yep.
on the daily, on
Yep.
their last earnings. So I am expecting that gap to come back down and fill, and then obviously on the on that 150 level, I do think that's going to be a
I
strong
do. I
bounce.
like that. I would love to see it
Mm.
down there too. And also that would be a solid retracement. So you'll finish up like so it's early in the morning there, right?
Yeah.
You'll trade. Like when do you like are you gonna trade till the end of the day tomorrow here, which will be Saturday, or when do you officially start your weekend?
I officially start my weekend. Oh, well, as in not trading. I pretty much start my weekend, depending on if there's any other massive events happening tonight, or if there's any other earnings reports coming in. I mean, today I will be watching. I will be watching the closing bell for
Okay.
Amazon. I will be watching that. I'll be watching that today, and then I'll probably won't touch anything until your morning, which is my evening tonight.
Okay. All right. Ricky Caden. I always have to get 24 hours ahead on this guy to get him on our broadcast. Great information from down under. Ricky Caden, head of real life trading Australia, joining us here on the closing print. Great information, Ricky. We'll be dialing you up again real soon.
Thanks, Joel. We'll talk soon.
Okay. All right. S&P's at 5750. I'm not sure what the imbalances are. I think I've seen them flipping forth a little bit. Sorry, I didn't get to ask him about gold, GOLD, but we can take a look at that stock, GOLD. That's all Barrick Gold. And I can tell you one thing. I know where support is. Major support at the $1880 level. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lows right there, 1880, 1890. On the upside here, this is not a big mover, but if you can get above 1944, it looks like you have some room on the upside. But did participate in the rally, finding some support. I just say for this, you need a big move in the gold market. And right now, it's really doing the dance above and below 2000. Let's see. Buying balance to the buy side, not quite a billion. I don't know about that. Then we got some other reports after the close. S&Ps, I don't care about that buying balance. If I was, man, you had longs going into this report after this kind of rally today, up to the top of the trading range. Boy, oh boy, you're really banking on Amazon pulling through for you, which it could, just like the other stocks. The other stocks due to report off the bell. Intel failed. Oh man, over 33 not too long ago at the beginning of April. Now back under 30. What is the move here? The move has been from 25 to 34. That's 9. It's 4.5. 29.5 area. I don't mind it here. I'd love to see a dip down to 28. But Intel Street definitely leaning short into this report. We got just a couple minutes here. If you guys are gonna throw in any other stocks here, we could do it. Mobley, I was talking about the 34.5 areas, the 50% retracement. And boy, they flushed that thing out off the open, now closing back near the highs of the session. 31.84 open, 29.63 low. Nice rebound here. I think the best you could be hoping, or the long-term target on the upside, would be 42.42. That would fill the gap. Big move, big volume. We'll see if it could put a couple lows in at the same area. S&P's desperately trying to close in the 41.50 handle. Just trickling down here. We are now still having a super strong day at 41.53. That's up 77.5 handles. Sabrina says NET is reporting Cloudflare. Let's see here. Boy, kind of a sloppy chart. Nothing really hopping out to me as far as support and resistance go. On the upside, maybe if they'd like it to get, you got some room up to 62. That really spots the last three highs of the session, 62 on the upside. And then coming on the downside, that low from a couple days. Ooh, better keep an eye here on your 3-day low at 57.81. Pair of lows came in at 59, but you're not settling too far off that. All right, folks, we are now in the closing 30, 40 seconds here, at least according to what clock you go by. S&Ps are going to have a very good day. Meta leading the way, up 13.8% here. Spent some time over 240, but now it looks like we're going to close 238, 239. A little bit of a pop here. One quick look at Snap. You'll have to take a look at this one. I know that's been building up good support. If you get a hit down to the $9.50 to $10 area, that's been holding up real well since February. Well, that was a quick closing print there, but I'm just going to take a stab at 41.53.50. Folks, fasten your seatbelts. We got Amazon earnings coming. See if the mega cap tech rally can continue to carry this market. Joel Elconin signing out here on the closing print. And it's going to be a fun one tomorrow, guys. and gals.